Okay folks, welcome back to the channel, the acoustic guitar build series. And in the last episode, we got our neck started. As you can see, we got our truss rod channel routed, and we got the faces all smoothed up, and we got our neck angle cut on there too. So now what I'm gonna do is actually cut out the mortise or tenon, I don't even know. This part, I think it's called the tenon, but anyway, one of those two. I'm just gonna take a little jig and we're gonna route basically all the material outside of this, and then that'll leave us with a nice little tenon to go on to the neck block. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so this is my little routing jig from Elevate Lutherie. Pretty nice little jig. I've just got it set on the end of my neck. It's like all clamped up there, as you can see. And this piece of wood is just because the router bit that came with it was too long, so I just had to beef it up a little bit. But anyway, and I got the jig nice and centered on there, which is important. And you can see I have my line drawn right here, you know, that 1/2 inch line. So I'm just gonna set my router bit to this line, and that'll give me the correct depth. Then all I have to do is just route away all this, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so we got the tenon routed out there, and here's the aftermath of that. As you can see, we got a nice little piece there. Looks really, really good. And as you can see, I went ahead and I kind of outlined the shape of the heel as well as the heel cap. That's roughly where it's going to be. It actually won't be quite this far out, but just to leave myself some room, I drew it a little further out. And to do that, I've got this little template thingy that I got. I think I got it from Stumac, but I just like traced that shape onto there. And same thing with the heel cap. So yeah, and this thing fits right into the body. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. About like that. So looks pretty good. You can see there's a little gap right there, which is good. That's what I want. The thing about a bolt-on neck, it doesn't have to be as tight as a dovetail, because we're going to rely on the bolts to actually make it tight. So next, what I'm going to do is take this thing and sand it down to these lines here, and then we'll come back after that. All right, so I got the shape of the heel kind of sanded there. Just did that with the belt sander, nothing to it. So, and also marked the position of where my bolts are going to be. I just measured that on my neck block. So I'll show you how we go ahead and put the bolts in the neck. So here we go. Okay, so before I drill for the bolts, I'm just going to kind of talk about what I'm going to do. So as I said before, I've got the holes kind of marked where I want them. And then what I'm going to do is drill a hole right in those marks, you know, square as I can get it. And then I'm going to use this little bolt. We can get the focus, there we go. This is called a hanger bolt. So this more coarse thread will go into the thing, into the neck, and the actual bolt will sit on this part in the neck block. This is very similar to what Collings does. Collings guitars have pretty much the same thing. So there's a lot of different ways to do a bolt-on neck. This is just kind of how I've learned to do it. So yeah, I'll just drill some holes and put these bad boys in there. Okay, so as you can see, we got the bolts in there. Looking really nice. Okay, and these are just screwed in there right now. I'll probably put a little bit of super glue down in there just to extra security. But yeah, and this thing now will just fit right into the body, just like that. Okay. You can see that's starting to look pretty good. All right. So what I'm going to do now is we only want like the outside edge of the heel actually touching the body, like, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take a chisel and I'm going to chisel out a lot of this material right here, just so there's less surface area that we have to perfect to get a good joint. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll actually bolt this thing on and see what kind of fit we have. All right guys, so as you can see, the neck is now attached to this guitar. It's bolted on, and if you can see that, it is already a near perfect joint on each side. That looks pretty damn good. I didn't do any sanding or flossing or anything. Like I say, if you have a flat surface here and here, and you make your neck joint flat, you'll get a pretty good joint right off the bat. And the angle is pretty good. I might have to do some tiny little adjustments, but overall we're really good. And it's also straight this way, it's not, you know, cockeyed. So yeah, this neck is pretty much fit to the body. And next time we'll put in our truss rod and glue on our fingerboard and headstock, and then we'll be ready to actually carve out this neck and move right along with this guitar build. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.